Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be creating some more air fryer recipes, but this time it's going to be in COSORI'S Turbo Tower Pro. This air fryer, as you can see, is stackable, which means if you want an air fryer with a large capacity but you don't want it to take up too much space on your worktop, then this is definitely a contender to think about. This has a huge 10.8 litre capacity. We have got 4.3 litre capacity up here in the top drawer, and then we have got a 6.5 litre capacity in the bottom drawer here. The thing I do love about the bottom drawer as well is it's also got a little stand in there as well, a metal stand, which then creates a dual zone in this one bottom drawer. I have got COSORI'S Turbo Tower Pro. This means it has a 7-in-1 cooking function in here. You can air fry, roast, bake, grill, reheat, dry or proof. There is so many options that you can do here. And the thing I love about this air fryer, which I do have in my previous air fryer as well, but it's got the sync function. When you have the sync function on an air fryer, it eliminates so much going back and having to check on things, because if one lot of food needs to be cooked on a different time or temperature to another set of foods, then all you need to do is set the zones to whatever they need to be, press the sync function, and when the time counts down and the 2 times are the same, this air fryer automatically starts the second zone. It is so good and takes so much stress out of cooking. So like I said, this air fryer has a 3-layer space for maximum cooking capacity. It also has dual blaze technology, which ensures even crisp texture through precise temperature control. So in today's video, I'm going to be testing out 5 recipes in here, but these are going to be full meals. I'm going to be cooking every single part of the meals in this air fryer in the different zones. So I really do hope you enjoy this video. As always, I'm gonna lay the ingredients down on the worktop before I start cooking, and then I'm gonna show you what I have got for each meal, take you through the cooking process and show you the end result. I will also link this air fryer down below in my description box, so if it tickles your fancy, you can go and have a little look. With all that said, let's turn the camera around and let me show you the ingredients for recipe number 1. Right, so this meal is going to become a crispy Korean chicken wings and sticky rice. So what I have got here is rice. This is actually just normal basmati rice, but you can get jasmine rice, sushi rice, whatever you fancy for this recipe, but I just always have this one in my cupboards. Then I've got some sweet chili sauce, sesame seed oil, soy sauce. I've got some pureed garlic and some pureed ginger, purely because I'm lazy. And I've also got some honey here too. Then I've got some chicken wings, sesame seeds and some spring onions. So what I'm gonna do first of all, which will go in the top part of the Turbo Tower air fryer, is I'm going to make up my Korean sauce. So in this bowl here, I'm just going to mix together sweet chili sauce, sesame seed oil, the soy, garlic and ginger and the honey. Pop it all in there and then generously coat my chicken wings in the sauce. Once those have been coated, I'm going to lay them into the top of the air fryer evenly so that they can cook all over, and I'm going to cook those for 22 minutes. I will be putting my rice in at the same time, and that's going to go on the bottom shelf. So I just put 1 cup of rice to like 1.5 cups of water, and then I've got this air fryer accessory that I'm going to be cooking this in. I'll just cover that with some tin foil, and then that's going to go into the air fryer on the bottom shelf for 20 minutes. So with this air fryer, it's really great. You can actually sync finish this. So what I'll do is I'll set the chicken wings for 22 minutes, and I'll set the rice for 20 minutes. And they're going to be on different temperatures as well. Top one's going to be on 200, bottom one is going to be on 160. And then I'll press sync finish and then start, and it will cook my chicken wings for the first 2 minutes, and then automatically it will turn on the lower basket as well, and then they will all finish at the same time. The rice is going to be really lovely and fluffy. The chicken wings are going to be lovely and crispy and sticky. All I'm going to do then is serve up, sprinkle this with some black sesame seeds on top, and also some finely diced spring onions. All right, so for tonight's dinner, I am making us a mini roast in the air fryer. So what I have got here is just a small chicken. I've got some potatoes. I'm actually gonna cut up a few more, but it's because they didn't fit on the board. I've got some carrot and I've got some broccoli, and then what I'm just going to make with some boiling water at the very end is some gravy. So I've just got like the kind of instant gravy that I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do here, I love the air fryer for cooking meat. It is so good. So what I'm going to do in the bottom drawer of the COSORI Turbo Tower is I'm going to take the little metal tray out, and then I'm going to pop my chicken in there. So I have just got a small chicken here, but you can actually, if you spatchcock it, you can actually pop a large chicken into the bottom part of the COSORI Turbo Tower. It's great. It can honestly fit such a big chicken in there. So, but we're just having a small one because it's just for the 4 of us. So the chicken will go in there. I'm just going to drizzle it with some olive oil, and then I'm going to get some of, I've got some like garlic salt and some little like chicken rub that I'm going to put on there. Get a little brush, and then I'm just going to brush it all over so that the oil is nicely coated on the chicken. The chicken is going to go on 180 degrees centigrade, and that's going to cook for between 45 and 50 minutes. Just check how the chicken is when you come to check it, because if it needs a little bit longer, obviously keep it in a little bit longer. Then in the top drawer, I'm going to make my roast potatoes, carrot, and the broccoli. So firstly, I'll put my roast potatoes in at the beginning. They're going to go on 200 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes in total. So what I'll do is I will use the sync finish function for this meal, but what I'm going to do once the potatoes start and once they've been in there for 20 minutes, I'm actually then going to add in my carrots and my broccoli as well. Give everything a really good mix around. They will have been seasoned in some oil and salt and pepper. So mix everything around together, and then I'm going to pop them back in. So then obviously, like I said, the carrots and broccoli will have 10 minutes on 200 degrees centigrade. Once the timer is up, I will have just made a little gravy as well, and then everything is ready to dish up. This is such an easy midweek roast to do, and it always goes down so well with the family. Right, so next up we're having an air fryer fry up. So what we have got is some mushrooms, tomatoes, eggs, hash browns, bread. We've got some chipolata sausages and some bacon, and then I've got these little silicone little cupcake holders which I'm going to cook my eggs in. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to load up the top shelf with my sausages, my bacon, and my hash browns. And then on the bottom shelf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack the eggs, like 1 egg into each one of these silicone molds. Then I'm going to slice up the bread, and I'm just going to like lay the bread sort of in between the little racks, so that it can kind of toast all the way around. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to once again use the sync finish function. The top shelf is going to be set at 190 degrees centigrade, and that's going to cook for 16 minutes. And then the bottom shelf is going to be set on 160 degrees centigrade, and that's going to cook for between 6 and 7 minutes, depending how you like your eggs. So what I have got, just to be clear, is I have room temperature eggs. If your eggs have come out from the fridge, you might want to cook them a little bit longer. Hit the sync finish, and once everything is done, as you can see, it's cooked to perfection. So all that's left to do is plate up, add a little butter to your toast, and then dish everything up and simply enjoy. Okay, so this meal is going to become a salmon teriyaki and sesame noodle broccoli dish. So what I have got here, some salmon fillets. I've got soy, teriyaki sauce, sesame seed oil, garlic puree, and ginger paste. So I'm going to make up a sauce again like I did for my chicken. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my sauce in here. So I've also got, actually quickly, some tender stem broccoli and these kind of ready to eat, you just have to heat them through, udon noodles. So like I said, what I'm going to do, out of these sauces here, I'm going to make the sauce up in my little sort of air fryer dish here. And then I'm going to pop my salmon fillets on the top shelf of my air fryer. And then I'm just going to put some of the, I'm going to like brush some of the sauce on top of that to kind of like marinate them for a little bit. They are going to cook on 200 degrees centigrade for just 10 minutes. And then on the bottom drawer, in the air fryer accessory that I have the sauce in, I'll add my udon noodles and my broccoli in there too. Mix it all around until they're lovely and coated. And then I'm gonna put some foil over the top of this again. And they are gonna go in on the bottom shelf on 180 degrees centigrade for 8 minutes. So I'll set the sync button so that everything finishes together, and that is your meal done. Super quick and easy, but packed full of flavor. For this last recipe, we're actually going to be creating 2 different desserts in the Turbo Tower Pro. So what we have got here on this side is going to be gooey cookie dough. For this recipe, they're going to be gooey cookie dough cookies. And then for this one over here, we're going to make like kind of chocolate bread and butter pudding. So basically what I've got for these 2 recipes ingredients, I've got some butter, brown sugar, caster sugar, an egg, I've got vanilla extract, I have got some of these chocolate chips, but Jamie's cracked into them already. And then I've also got some plain flour. And then what I've got over here for the kind of chocolate bread and butter puddings is I've got some croissants, I've got an egg, I've got milk, and then I'm going to use the caster sugar, vanilla extract, and that's it for this recipe. So what I'm basically going to do is get these little ramekins that I have got here, and I'm going to mix together my butter, my sugar, my flour, and my chocolate chips, and just the yolk of the egg for this. I'm going to pop them into my air fryer in the ramekin dishes, and I'm going to cook those on 160 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes. In the drawer underneath, I'm going to be making my little croissant pudding cups. So basically, I'm just going to create almost like a custard. So it's going to be the milk, the egg, the sugar, and the vanilla. And then I'm going to just whisk that together. Then I'm going to tear the croissants up and put them into my little ramekins as well. And then I'm going to pour over the kind of custard mixture on top of that. Because these are chocolate croissants, I am not adding any more chocolate to this, but if you have plain croissants, then you might want to add in some chocolate chips. I am going to put those on 160 degrees centigrade for 12 minutes. So once again, I'm going to use the sync function on this so that these desserts finish at the same time. Oh, is it hot? Good? Oh, official tester. Good? Which is better? Point which one's better out of these ones. What do you reckon? Cookie! This one. Jay thinks the cookie's better. So those are the 5 recipes I wanted to share with you today, all cooked in COSORI'S Turbo Tower Pro. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Any questions, then just comment down below and I'll answer them as best as I can. Also, if you want to recreate any of these recipes at home, I have put the quantities down below in my description box so you can do that really easily. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.